And by that standard,
called
we
a
should never
mukbang.
start a show just by eating food again. Maybe for a Patreon bit. But I'm Nathaniel Beauchesne.
I'm Alex Salou,
And
back and
I'm-
alive.
Nate Sikowskis.
I got a lot of bones to fucking pick with you guys about what was said about me.
Good to see you, bud.
Yeah. It's good to have you back from the dead.
Yeah, you know, I built my immunity the natural way, so when people start dropping dead of their 49th booster, that I'm still alive and kicking to fight my government because I'm not taking their fucking mandated vaccines. I'm a proud unvaccinated person.
Can we get the applause? If you don't mind.
Oh, sorry. Fuck.
No, so it's the problem is that if you got like the first, second, or third one, like, you know, you might have a problem, but you have to get that 29th shot in order for you to be immune.
Yeah, no, right,
Yeah.
absolutely, but I have 0 of them, so like...
You could have
What?
had 38 episodes on your belt this week.
Yeah, but now I'm 1 episode behind everyone else, so now I'll
'cause you
always be a
didn't
fucking loser, and
your
I'll never
boost.
be on the same level as you guys because it'll just be 1 episode I wasn't a part of. I can't wait
But-
till
but-
one of you is sick.
In a way, you were still there because we held a brief moment of silence
Yeah,
in
no,
memoriam because
yeah,
you had
thanks.
died from smoking an influenza cigarette.
Yeah, right, yeah, I caught that too, but yeah.
We do our best.
No, I understand. It was a good time.
And then, like, we got in a Saw, obviously, because, like, he walked in and, like, I had the masterpiece Saw 6 freeze framed.
Yeah, of course, because you're a weirdo.
No, this is the cycle, right? I meet a girl. We go on a date.
Yep.
I tell her that I own the Saw 8 film collection on Blu-ray. Today's podcast, and every podcast after that, is brought to you by the Dr. Dabber, our favorite herbal vaporizer. Or, sorry, restart. I fucked that up. It's not an herbal vaporizer. Today's podcast is brought to you by the Dr. Dabber, the #1 way to vaporize your concentrates.
The Dr. Dabber is the premier vaporizer on the market. In my personal experience, I take the thing everywhere. I have the Boost Evo or Evo Boost. I always get confused because of how fucked up it makes me, so I can never say the name right because it's very confusing. The Evo's real small, but it's at the top, and then the Boost is real big, but it's at the bottom. So I don't know which word comes first, but either way, the amount... I gotta start over. The Dr. Dabber is the premier...
Cut.
The premier wax vaporizer on the market. It gets you high like no else. If you can't tell, it's got me high off my ass right now. The customization options, the... Wow.
You can find that all and get a discount at fnbros.com to use our affiliate link. That's fnbros.com. Just head on over to fnbros.com.
I'm so
Thank you.
sorry.
No, we did a great job.
She leaves.
I told him all he has to put in
The
his
cycle
bio.
continues.
All he has to put in his bio is I own the Saw, the entire 8-disc Saw collection.
One of those weird makeup clowns would show up.
I know. I know what I'd be getting into. Like, you know, Nate knows what he's getting into right now. Nate was like flirting with a girl for like a week and a half that only bought clothes from Spirit Halloween. I said that was a red flag, but he didn't see it that way.
What?
Oh, geez. Yeah, I was getting into some
Some spooky puss?
spooky territory.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, where it's always spooky season.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Talk about a harvest.
It didn't end up. I fumbled another bag.
Yeah, I mean...
I gotta get a sound for that.
I don't know if you fumbled that one. I actually think you made it out alive.
Yeah.
I think you're the winner there.
No,
I
probably.
think it's for the best that didn't work out.
The clown ones are deceptive.
Because she's black.
No.
No.
It's not like
I
that.
swear, no.
No. Absolutely not. It has more to do with like
That's
you
been.
know, like
That's my mom.
you know, the personality
Yeah.
of said clown girls. You know,
It was a bit rough.
You know the type I'm talking about, people.
Well,
like,
it's like that fact alone should be enough to turn you off and describe what kind of person she is.
yeah, like that's acceptable for like a 13-year-old boy and a 13-year-old girl who are in middle school to be into.
Yeah, they're kind of dragging it out.
Yeah.
They kind of got.
But that's broad of you to say because most women are still in their Halloween phase.
Right, but like there's a difference between doing it one day a year and every day.
But they've been trying to drag it out longer and longer every year. But can you blame the people for that, or do you blame the companies that are pushing out pumpkin products and Halloween candy in July?
Okay, so where do you draw the line? A week? A month?
I draw the line at it shouldn't be a fucking holiday at all. I hate Halloween.
Why?
Here's my argument is that, see, it's the one time a year when weirdos are like accepted, but a lot of these people are so insecure about who they are most of the time. So when Halloween rolls around, they're finally their true self and they're so disgusted with it most of the year.
Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah, and it's just a marketing ploy.
Yeah,
Just
no,
like
I get
Christmas.
it. It was invented by the candy companies
Yeah,
to
so
sell more candy.
That's a big fact. Like when I was 6, Zach was 9, okay? And Zach found out the hard way that Santa wasn't real. Brutal, you know?
Yep.
A kid like that, hearing something like that, that's a terrible take.
course.
But at age 6, I was thinking about supply chains. How did Santa make it all work on a logistical level?
Well, you're so cool.
Supply chains?
You
at
kill the
6?
fun in everything.
That's not true, though.
Yeah.
How can an old man do that? How can he just
At the
Up
very
and
least,
fly
there's
with
got to
his-
be at least 25 of them.
eat reindeer?
No way. At that velocity, you'd have to be going so fast just to make it to 100 stops.
God,
Jesus
you're such
Christ.
a fucking buzzkill.
Yeah, I'm the buzzkill.
What do you even put in reindeer food to make them fly?
No, I've finally become the person I've always hated. I'm finally the person that's arguing with random people on the internet in comment sections.
Stop.
I don't know.
You don't have to be that guy.
It feels fun though. I'm having fun, and maybe it's gonna backfire. But as of right now, I'm living it.
Yeah, no.
I'm finally him. I got into so I joined. I'm excited, honestly, because what I've noticed, especially on certain topics, it's not like I receive direct hate. It's usually 50-50. So I have a lot of supporters that are like, "You so right, bro."
You're not using the company account, are you?
No. A lot of these are under my personals. I'm just having fun. You know?
right.
Yeah, right.
I joined a bunch of philosophy groups on Facebook, and I got into it with a guy today about theoretical evolution.
Of course.
I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
My brother was this way. Like, we drive all the way to fucking Boston, and that's like an hour out for us. Park in this parking garage. And he'd be texting on his phone the whole time, just huffing and puffing. And all of a sudden, like, we'd park, and he'd just finally, like, spill the beans on what he was talking about. So he goes, like, yeah, this guy's like making fun of this girl, and I told him to meet me up here, and I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. And I'm just like, what are you getting into?
So I draw the line at threatening random people on the internet.
But no, it's not done here. I'm just like, just tell the girl to block her and move on. And he's like, it's not that simple. I gotta show this guy to stop fucking messing around. And I started asking questions about the guy, like, so what is he, big and mean? Like, am I gonna just have to break it up? Are you gonna be fine? And he's just like, no, he's in a wheelchair. I'm like, one, why is this girl scared of a guy in a fucking wheelchair? And why is he fucking good props on that guy, though, for, like, actually wanting to meet up and fight.
Okay. You know what though? They want equal rights, don't they?
I guess so.
Rights equal fights.
Yes. So example, why should the paraplegics be excused from facing justice?
No, you're right, because they can still have, like, that attitude.
Like
I don't need
you can
your
still
help.
break laws in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
You can still be a dick in a wheelchair.
That's a big fact. So I don't know. I think we really need to take the fight to where it needs to go. to the disabled. They're not getting targeted enough, damn it.
And it's only here at the fucking Brothers where
It's-
you can come on a crusade with us against the disabled.
You know, everybody wants to bring up, minorities, but in reality, our effort should be against the disabled.
Disabled
I
minorities.
think it should be more against the dickheads, of every minority, but
You're playing it too safe, pal.
so we got to just go against the
All
dickheaded,
of them. No, all of them.
dickheaded
Well,
disabled.
If
Yeah.
all the disabled people come after us, there might be a line of people out to get us, but it'd be a
Of unabled warriors.
It'd be a wobbly line.
Yeah,
is my
we-
point.
Our point is we could outrun all of them.
What about the ones with the new spring legs?
Oh,
Yeah.
wasn't thinking.
Think about those
Technology's
fellas.
advanced.
So I
Why is he retarded now, too?
okay. Whoa. Easy. I was making fun of the handicap, not like retarded
Oh,
people.
well, we got to include them.
Where's
too.
Not
the
that I'm
line?
saying we should be targeting retarded people. I'm not saying we shouldn't.
Boing, boing,
They-
boing.
You're
There's-
sounding more and more like the Fuhrer.
The retarded people have had it far too good for far too long. Let me ask you something. Do you think it's fair that we get a pizza party once a year and they get a pizza party every day?
I get where you're going with
Why?
this.
Because it's always school lunch until they're like 26.
No, they're in school till they're 30 and they'll get good food delivered every fucking day. It's like, what the fuck?
Unfair.
I have a normal amount of chromosomes, so I don't get to eat pizza this week.
This life's unfair.
If you were still eating pizza 3 times a week, you'd shoot yourself.
Oh, God.
I was fatter, but I was so much happier. Am I right?
That's fake happiness, man.
It's all fake happiness. I've found in my years that the only real happiness is Blue Powerade.
Your tomato triangles didn't bring you any happiness.
I mean, they brought me some here and there. Because I'd get out of an overnight at 6 a.m. and I'd go to Speedway and I'd buy a frozen DiGiorno's pizza. And from 6 to 6:30, that shit would bake in the oven, right? Early in the morning. And 6:30 rolls
And the
around.
house smells like DiGiorno's for the rest of the day.
Yeah, everybody's waking up to start the day, and all they smell is fresh baked. You can't believe it wasn't delivered pizza.
You're disgusting.
Yeah, so it gets worse. That's my whole point, is that it gets grosser. So after the pizza was finished, nice boily brown at around 6:24 in the morning, I'd pull it out. What kind of sane person is slicing pizza at 6 in the morning?
Nothing like some rustic sauce in the morning.
Yeah. Robust. No, mind you, I'd been up for 20 hours. So to me, I was eating dinner.
Yeah, true. Yeah, those meals were. I'd still make breakfast foods, but it'd be like 10 bowls of cereal because I was so hungry.
I'd eat 4 slices of pizza from 6:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. in the dark with gray curtains that black out the sun.
Oh, yeah, everything had to be dark.
And then I'd wake up at 2 and I'd eat 4 cold slices that were just sitting there from before.
Yeah.
And at the time, I said, this is my prime.
Oh,
I
this is
finally-
gonna be the good life.
finally achieved what it means to be a successful human being.
This
Your
is gonna
true
be
form.
the good life.
And it was shortly after that COVID almost killed me.
Yeah.
But I don't it. I was obese and it was a fucking vital disease, I'm not denying it as a disease, but I don't think the vaccine was
the vaccine was illegitimate.
well, we know how I feel about that. We've been there before.
I
but it's
remember that sickness. Well, you were in the house by then because you were just deathly ill in your bed.
Yeah.
And you were just expecting for us to find you or something.
No, legit, because I remember I went to bed that night. I had been in bed for almost 35 hours straight, and I just assumed that that was the last time I was going to close my eyes.
Yeah.
I figured I was dead.
I caught it a little after you.
Yeah.
And I could feel that moment almost. I wasn't too scared about it, but I got a little worried. Holy shit, what if this just keeps progressing into my throat closes up and I can't fucking breathe.
I made it all the way to the summer of 2021 before I even worried about getting sick, and then I made it to 2022 before I even got COVID for one time, and then I was sick for 2 days. But I told everyone I was sick for longer so I could get a paid week off of work.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, brother.
Yeah, I think I caught it in 2021, like right at the turn of the.
I got really sick in December of 2020, right before everything shut down 3 months later. But I got sick, which was at the time I thought the flu. And so I was sick for 2 days and I got better and then I was fine. And then the pandemic happened and I was like, why is everyone worried about this? I was literally just sick with the symptoms.
Yeah, there were guys on construction sites still like kicking people out just for like the little sniffles and coughs. Luckily, I got into it after they were like totally worried about that. They started getting lenient, and now it's just like everything's just back to being the flu, which is good.
I had 1 week of mass paranoia about it. So the disease had started to get talked about. We weren't on quarantine yet. Nothing was shut down yet. We hadn't been declared an emergency yet, but we were about a week away from that. And I was watching The Walking Dead at the time, and I was like convinced. I was like, yeah.
Zombies are coming.
I was like, I don't know if it's zombies, but there's about to be an outbreak that's going to wipe out most of the population. So I was like in a doomsday prepper phase for a little bit.
Yep.
I went to go buy a hatchet at Walmart and water purification tablets. But it's like, why didn't I just get over it?
Yep.
Take a nap or something.
Literally.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Remember when the Ukraine war broke out and for like a week straight we just watched it on YouTube in the living room pacing around smoking bongs?
we all felt so fucking patriotic. Just like, all right, boys,
Yeah, you could.
they call our numbers.
No, it wasn't even if they call our numbers. It was they're going to call our numbers because we're putting our fucking numbers in there. We're going over to fucking fight the Ukraine.
Yep.
I don't know.
The Ruskies.
Obviously,
The
we,
Ghost of Kiev, which
our
Which was
hero,
fake.
our fucking hero. But it turns out he's a fucking
Propaganda,
love that
baby.
guy.
yeah. So I that war is propaganda as fuck because it's like we
That
don't.
war is a cover up.
I agree. We don't have money to stop veterans from killing themselves, but we have plenty of money to keep funding a war that we're not involved in.
some
Interesting.
comedian had a joke where it's just like, oh, the war started, so all of a sudden COVID's over. Like,
yeah, exactly.
We don't got to mask up anymore. Like literally,
The media.
all the headlines changed.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we have to be grateful for COVID because all it did realistically is open the eyes of the average American to prove to the average American that your government has been lying to you for forever.
Or it's as fragile as it can be.
It's as fragile as it could be, and they aren't doing the things they're saying they're doing, and we have proof now.
And they're also like, I feel like a lot of disasters are formulated by the government. I'm not a full 9/11 conspiracist, but I'm like open-minded to the like ideas people have about it. Because when you look at all the facts, like something about not all of it sits right. So do you think it might have been an inside job?
Every part of me that loves this country wants to believe that it wasn't, because I'm not a tinfoil hat wearing fuck. But jet fuel doesn't cut steel beams.
That's a big fact. There's a lot of factors that play into it. And like I said, I'm not a firm believer in it. I want to think that that was truly a real tragedy.
I do too, but
At the same time, you hear some of the facts, and that's like from people that like aren't normally the Alex Jones type, you know?
history repeats itself, and the U.S. government has done false flag fucking attacks before.
Cuba.
Yeah.
It all started getting recognized with Cuba.
And like, you know, obviously with COVID that happened, I think COVID, well, at least the pandemic was formulated.
Could be.
The pandemic was definitely formulated. It was a government-released fucking super flu that was designed to kill some of the old fucks so that the elites could buy more property.
But also it was because they wanted to get you vaccines so you could be chipped, so you'd activate and start building railroads for the Chinese. Can we get an applause?
All hail Biden. All hail Biden. The plankton buckets.
No, I'm like convinced because like their whole gig is they're giving all this money to other countries to build super utopias, and in exchange they have to forfeit people for labor to
Wait, are
build
you
the
talking
Chinese
about
railroads.
the theory where we're all going to get chipped by the vaccine and then
Yes.
we're all going to get activated,
yes,
go over
yes.
to Africa, build
and start building railroads? Yes, for the Chinese. Yes.
All the things that are happening right now seem to be, in my mind, linked to a greater downfall of the American people. Why are all the migrants male fighting age?
What?
All the migrants that are coming into the country right now are all male fighting age men. When you go to war, you leave your family and come by yourself. There are no women and children coming across the borders.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
I
I'm
think
not-
statistically those numbers are in favor of that. Like it's mostly young men that are coming across.
We are not taking in refugees. We are being fucking invaded.
But another thing too is that chances are that one of these foreign males is more fit than the average American male. So
Exactly.
you need foreigners to fight your wars for you.
I'm not buying it.
Hey, why is there a red laser coming through the window?
Yeah, right?
Oops.
Hey, you got one too.
Oh, what do you know? It's on my head. That's funny. I don't know. Everything kind of seems like formulated in a weird fucking way.
Yeah, I mean,
They're pricing us out of our homes. They're making people sick. They're getting people hooked on drugs. They're trying to take away our guns. They're bringing in migrants that are all male fighting age. People need to wake the fuck up. You don't
Another-
have to play the music because that's the end of my rant. But holy shit, people.
One more point to add to it is that the government owns the media, despite what the media might tell you. So if that's the case, they're fear mongering and they're purposely littering the news with fear stories about your fellow Americans. And they're making the parties fight one another when in reality, they're ignoring the real enemy, which is the U.S. government.
Free, independent journalism has never been more important than it is right now.
Why do you think so many journalists go missing?
so how'd you guys like 1984?
It was amazing.
It reminded me of the fragility of the system I live in.
Yeah.
Goddamn thought police telling me what I can think and what I can't think.
What if George Orwell's wrong?
He's not.
What are you saying?
I don't deny any of what you're saying. Like, yeah, that's all happening. What am I, gonna do
and
about
like,
it,
I
though?
just think more people should be questioning it.
More
Yeah.
people feel like how you feel, though, Nate, and that's the problem. People like me and Nathaniel and Kiddo are telling you what's happening. You're like, yep, it's just another day. I just got to pay my bills.
I'm at the point where it's just like I trust you enough to make my vote for me.
But that's the problem. I need you to go out and vote for my ideas.
But shouldn't I trust your idea?
You should, but without your vote on my idea, it gets us nowhere.
That's what I'm here for. I'm gonna go vote for it.
Okay,
It's just-
perfect. I just you gotta
You
gotta
got me right.
Yeah,
like this shit's gonna go smooth,
buddy. I won't lead you astray. I'm not a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Who should I listen to?
Not the government. End of the
Yeah,
day.
not the government.
End of the fucking day. They have too much. I was like, Nate didn't understand what I was talking about. And, I just think he thinks I'm a wackadoodle or something. But
Lay it
I
on me.
was ranting about the government in the car. Of
course.
Because I was like, look, why do we treat drug addicts like criminals versus sick people? And how come the punishment for a law is a fine? If that's the case, the law is in place to affect poor people.
Yeah, that's big facts. You're gonna keep
damn
hurting
it.
your hand.
Wake up. It's worth it, though, if the
Yeah,
truth gets out.
That's fair.
You're gonna be like that one senator, Dan Crenshaw, but without the eye patch. You just have that cast on.
I am feared by drywall.
Bro, that comment the other night on fucking Twitch was out of this world.
I've been saving that one up for months now.
I loved it.
What was it?
The drywall comment he made.
Well, we got a goal scored on
I
us.
don't have a girlfriend here.
So this drywall is gonna fucking get it. For the record, I do not represent the opinions of the DOD, and I also don't beat women. Let's be clear. Hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
But, the 10-year plan is that I want every member of the Daily Wire having
to box
nothing
you?
to do but make content about how shitty I am of a person.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah. An end goal. Like, we all have dreams.
So you want to be the next Alex Jones?
More honestly, I've never met somebody so intelligent. Well, I've never met Alex Jones, but his message speaks volumes because at first I thought he was crazy, but then I found out they were really turning the frogs gay,
dude.
and it changed my mind. I was like, he was right.
That one statement alone changed so many people's minds. When they found it out, they were like, oh my God, Alex Jones wasn't fucking wrong.
Yeah, you look at it and you're like, oh my God, the frogs are gay.
And
that
then you
means
have...
that
Oh, go, sorry.
Alex Jones was right.
Yeah, right. And then you have the Nixon tapes coming out about Bohemian Grove, and it confirms that Jones actually went there.
Big facts.
And that it's real, and that Nate should be terrified.
All right, you tell me what I should be terrified about.
The Bohemian Grove.
I know who those fellows are, but like, what are they gonna do?
It's not what they're going to do. It's what they're already doing.
What are they doing right now?
They're running the world.
How are they affecting me?
Oh no, it's like the whole Rothschild thing.
Oh, God.
And I love those memes where it's like the Rothschilds conveniently placing a toddler in my way while I'm drunk driving.
The Rothschilds.
Speaking of memes, have you guys seen the new fucking Kevin James format that's been coming out?
They're rampant.
Dude, they're fucking hysterical.
And people have been pairing them with the Britney thing that happened yesterday. Have you seen that yet?
No.
So we all, our dear and true Britney Spears, she's crazy.
Yeah,
She's
right.
always
Wasn't
been
she dancing with knives? Or
Yeah. So she was like, she looked like a crackhead, and she's like dancing in her kitchen, throwing knives around.
Oh, good.
And it just,
They're fake knives. You can be quiet.
honestly, that doesn't
Poor
make a
Britney.
difference, Haley. It's not.
Poor
It's not
Britney.
any worse because the knives were fake.
Said I'm feeling spooky.
Okay.
Oh, she's excused then.
It's not even
my bad.
October yet.
Yeah, but this goes back to my earlier point: is that these women are propagating Halloween earlier and earlier every fucking year. I've been drinking pumpkin spice at Dunkin's for almost 30 days now.
That's ridiculous.
No, I love pumpkin. I get it.
And it's just
But-
an excuse to get spooky and kooky.
And that's another thing that really bothers me because pumpkins are seasonal. The only reason we only get them this time of year is a marketing ploy. It's the same thing about eggnog.
Yeah.
It's not like you can only make eggnog at certain times of the year.
It's just more festive.
No, it's a marketing ploy.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like, why should you trust your government if you can't even trust eggnog?
What?
At the end of the day, you shouldn't be trusting BlackRock.
Don't trust anything, folks. Don't drink your water. Don't eat
Especially
your
if you live in the Michigan area.
food. Yeah, actually.
I
If you're in
can't
Flint-
wait for Blackwater to kill us.
Yeah, Black Rock.
Blackwater.
Blackwater?
Blackwater.
Is that no, that's the people buying up everything, right?
That's the people that own 93% of every single company
Yeah, that's
and the government.
BlackRock.
Blackwater.
Black Rock.
Blackwater.
Look it up.
Black Hog.
Yeah, good one, brother. The truth will come out.
I know. Blackwater's probably owned by BlackRock.
Black Rock.
What does it say BlackRock is?
It's an investment management company.
Either way, the private military thing's fucked up.
Yeah.
Water, rock, take your pick. It's still fucked. At the end of the day.
Idiot.
Damn.
A little bit.
Slam.
So used to it.
He's calling us the villains for giving him information.
I own a Mac, everyone.
Cool guy.
Yes, sir. Can I get a hit of that?
What the fuck?
Oh my God, Mike Tyson.
Oh, he's giving you a wolf. Look at that.
Nate, nicotine's bad for you, Nate.
It's
Nate,
been a
don't-
week. It's
Nate,
been a week.
Nate, don't fall for it, Nate.
Honestly, I love spreading misinformation. It's just funny at this point.
Yeah, no, it's cool, man.
You know, it's enjoyable.
We enjoy it.
Targeting the disabled. Come on, nobody's gonna agree with that.
No, nobody.
But that's okay.
But we got a good laugh out of it.
I enjoyed the time I spent with it. You know,
It was fun.
that's all that matters.
Like we imagined a mentally challenged man running on sprint legs.
Yeah.
Or the spring legs.
The spring legs. Those things are crazy. Technology is
I would
crazy.
I would still kickbox a guy with a fucking.
Do you think
Spring leg.
athletes in the future are gonna replace their legs with those things? Like, do you think they're gonna make a push for that?
I think that would be its own league.
Like, still the paraplegic league, but
So you have
well, that would
the
be
regular league, the tranny league, the paraplegic league, and the android league.
And then the everything goes league. We should have an Olympics where they're just allowed to do all the steroids. See what the human body is actually capable
But
of.
there should also be an Olympics that's a draft.
From the common
So,
people.
yeah, so random people have to leave their line of work or life to like just enter the Olympics.
Bro, that is the most fair way to do the Olympics.
Exactly.
China would never win again.
no, they'd send them into a lab, be like, "It's you."
Yeah,
pick you out.
Loki, they always win. Like, have you seen that picture? And it's like the Chinese keep winning all these like top math competitions around the school, and then it's like, no, wait, America actually beat them this year, but the all American team is
it's
Chinese. That's a
Yeah.
win.
Big win.
So at the end of the day, if you don't smarten up, you're going to be building railroads for the Chinese. That's Joe Biden's America.
History repeats itself.
So, like, who should I be voting for?
You shouldn't. That's the bottom line.
All right, cool.
I used to think that it was my civic duty to vote and that who I helped put in office was going to make a difference. But I think it's ignorant of the American people to think that anybody in government wants to help you. They're all in it for themselves and personal gain.
If you really want to vote this coming or November, you should vote for yourself and get your license to carry. I'm being fucking serious.
Yeah.
That is how you should vote this year.
But if shit goes down, should we just stop? Should we just? I guess that's the difference between if you have a survival instinct or not.
Stopping, like forced stopping from the people is the only way to get our power back. Voting makes no difference. The only reason like the people could manage it is if they shut down the economy, if they stopped participating in things the government offered. And it's like, I understand how hard that is to do. I'm not like, that's the only answer I can see, but that's a very hard commitment because people have families to feed.
That's why I said a couple weeks ago the most rebellious thing you can do against your government is learn how to grow your own food.
Yeah. Well, being sustainable in general,
Yeah.
in any regard,
Right.
Anything that you can do that you don't rely on the government or like higher establishment. Example: I was battling with health insurance for a while, and I was, I told you guys I was going to get an Indian doctor, very much like the squeeze your balls, remember? But then I had a train of thought, and I was like, this is fucking stupid. And Eastern Europe and Asia, Nate, is it that bad?
Go on, just go.
No. Now I feel like you don't actually care.
I care.
They pay people over there when they're healthy. Doctors only make money if these people are healthy.
Right.
So why are we paying when we get sick?
That's a
They pay doctors most of the year because they're healthy most of the time. But when they get sick, they don't pay the doctors over there.
They
It's
don't-
kind of like how when you don't pay your lawyer if you lose because they lost.
Yeah.
Huh.
Just an interesting thing. So, but my point to that is that my wrist was really bothering me, but I've been implementing self-prescribed physical therapy and various like restraining things to make it better, and it's healed significantly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Through like self-taught books and stuff. Through
through what I learned about PT for the issues I suspected I having, and like I wear this day to day. It's just like a little fucking thumb restraint thing, and then at night I put lidocaine on it, and then put my cast on, so I sleep in my cast, and then I put the lidocaine on my balls. Why wouldn't I?
You're an animal.
I don't know. It's like take a little smelling salts, put lidocaine on your balls.
Smelling salts were designed for people like you.
I know. I love them.
What kind do you have?
The only kind I had was the atomic rhino that Pookie gave me.
Gotcha.
I mean, it was cinnamon to the max.
I would try them.
Yeah, they're fun. I think my solution is put them rather than have an alarm clock. You just have a thing of smelling salts. So rather than waking up and snoozing an alarm, you wake up and
The
have
jar
to sniff.
just opens.
Or like you program a clock that doesn't stop until you sniff smelling salts.
Or
Guaranteed to wake you up.
Or you set up a Rube Goldberg machine that you start before you go to bed and takes the entire 7 hours you sleep. And so when you're ready to wake up exactly 7 hours from when you start it, boom, smelling salts.
And then just set it all up again.
Yep.
Through the rest of the day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no. So like it's like you have this immaculate engineering marvel, and you go to bed at 10 p.m. and you throw a marble down the track, and when 6 a.m. rolls around, the marble hits a fucking stopper that causes a fucking smelling salts thing to dump right near your nose.
Yep.
Just genius, really. Why'd we stop doing those?
We didn't. What do you mean?
No, I just feel like they're not people's priority anymore, and I think that's a problem.
I don't know, man. Have you seen the Hot Wheel guy that does them?
I mean, dude, so many people do them. Like Legos, you can do them. Like obviously, decks of cards are really popular ones. They're fun though.
I guess the Hot Wheel guy really isn't like a Rube Goldberg machine. It's just like he does. You remember the Hot Wheels tracks?
Are you talking about the little cars?
Yeah, like the little Hot Wheels,
And the
but
guy who
like
talked really fast?
no, I'm just talking
Oh.
about the guy. He has literally probably like 100 actual miles of like the orange Hot Wheel track.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know.
And he just sets them up in really cool ways in his backyard and stuff. And they like go up and over his roof and go through like his kid's play set. And he like puts a GoPro on it and fucking films the whole. It's really cool.
It is pretty.
That sounds
cool.
like my childhood dream coming true.
Yeah.
And I guess that's my point. I wish we had more time in our lives to develop things that are just pointless, but
Right.
for fun.
Absolutely.
Because that's key.
Will be fun.
I mean, we could quit this podcast and start a YouTube channel that makes Rube Goldberg machines.
Way ahead of you. I'm willing to give it all up.
We have the
Or
studio.
we could do both. And
Yeah,
get
yeah, at
even
the
more
same time.
outreach.
yeah.
Honestly, I would start a new podcast about our new engineering love.
What?
Our new love of engineering.
Yeah.
Where'd I lose you?
I thought our new love was architecture.
Well, it's a little bit of both. It's a bit of mathematics,
Physics.
physics.
Just imagine the like mountainside homes we could dream up.
There he goes again with his mountain homes. So I was humbled this week, truthfully. I'm an egotistical maniac. I'm a piece of shit. I'm a narcissist. I'm a nihilist, whatever. But I was in a room where every person in that room was smarter than me. Very rarely does that happen.
What room was this? Did you go to the doctor's?
More than that. So when my father got diagnosed with frontal temporal dementia, obviously a lot went into it. Getting a diagnosis took 3 years, whatever. But, for the sake of science, my dad's brain is going to Harvard when he dies. So they can dissect it and look at it and be like, oh, this causes this.
What's
you know?
your cut out of that?
We're getting there. We're getting there. So as a result, my mom at least has become like a relatively known name in this community of supporting people. 'Cause she's the ambassador support group leader for families in this area that
Yeah.
like have family members with this disorder.
Yeah, right.
So as a result, we got invited to a prestigious lab at UMass Memorial that's
Wow.
working on these things. So I ate Panera bread with the top neuroscientist in Massachusetts the other day.
That's crazy. That's what
Yeah.
I had for dinner.
And we toured the lab and we saw rats getting dissected and I saw fruit flies go under anesthesia.
Whoa.
Really interesting.
What'd you learn?
Anesthesia costs so much and they're using it on
Yeah.
flies.
Yeah, and they use it on fruit flies. They put the flies to sleep to test them because they want
To see what?
they want to test certain things, how the flies react. No, these flies also have dementia. They've made a dementia gene and put them into these flies.
Oh.
Yeah. And I looked at regenerative cells under a microscope and they're saying how look, cancer comes to mind when I think of something like this, but the possibilities are really endless with cellular regeneration. If you graft a cell from like a spinal cord or like a skin cell on your arm, you can copy its DNA, and turn it into a different cell into the body. So like if you have a brain tumor, a potential cure could be graft cells off your arm and biocopy them and clone them and make them into brain cells because it's your DNA to begin with. So they're making cells now. They can make cells. Yeah.
That is something.
Really
That's
interesting
nuts.
stuff. It is nuts. Fascinating experience. Though,
Wait, is this like the same type of shit, like they grow an organ?
Yeah, it's similar to that. Absolutely.
Yeah, because I saw them, they grew like a set of lungs or
Mm-hmm.
something, like, or a stomach or something.
Yeah, so they started, I believe it was either a kidney or a pancreas.
Oh, wow.
I want to say it was a kidney because the thing about the kidney is that you have two of them. That's why people donate kidneys a lot, because you can live with only one kidney. So I think their experimental trial run was with the kidney to begin with, because it's not something that you need guaranteed for survival. So, you can, if somebody loses a kidney versus waiting for a donor with their blood type for 8 to 12 years,
We'll just make one for
yeah,
you.
they just make one for you. But it's a similar process, just with different parts of the body.
Wow.
But their whole argument in context to dementia is that, can you scrape away deteriorated brain cells that have been affected by the disease and replace them with regenerated cells from different parts of the body?
This is just breaking my mind right
There's
now.
that red laser again.
So my next question is then, did the Harvard people offer you like an upfront for your mind when you get
No,
old?
because these people are UMass Memorial people, and obviously the Harvard thing hasn't happened yet because my father's not dead.
Yeah.
But I think that when it finally comes through, it'll open up opportunities like, I can go in and be like, hey, you're testing my dad right now. I'm interested in whatever study you got. What do you have right now? I'm interested in it.
That's cool.
Because my goal is to be a lab rat, truthfully, because they pay pretty well.
Yep.
And I like the idea of furthering science. Yeah.
Our little test subject.
Go that Steve over out, get some stuff injected in you.
Yeah, dude, I'm a healthy male. I'm willing to take, other than your vaccines, I'm willing to take your jabs. I want jabs that the government told me not to take.
Yeah.
Can we get an applause? Just a small one. Thank you. That's all I needed.
That's awesome. I mean, it sucks for your dad, but
No, it doesn't. That's
awesome
the
for
greatest thing.
science.
Awesome for fucking science. Awesome for us. Awesome for everybody.
In a way, he's like giving you an opportunity to
Yeah.
check out these things. Wow. Give him
and
back.
maybe he actually might do something for you after all.
Yeah.
Because he
Because his brain could end up being something.
Right. It could save you from something.
Or I can be like, yeah, my father cured dementia.
Yeah.
No big deal.
The Jeff cure. What the Beauchene effect.
I don't know what route they take. It's hard to say, but
Bogenics.
yeah, I mean, Bioshane.
Jesus.
Endless possibilities. But after touring their lab, we got a catered lunch, and we all sat down and
A Panera catered lunch.
yeah. So I was eating a ham sandwich, surrounded by the smartest people working on cellular brain division in the world.
Were they all talking like Dexter? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting though, because every single one of them seemed to enjoy the fuck out of everything they were doing. They had real passion there. Like one guy I met, his job is to take rat cell spines and examine them.
this one freaked me out.
And this guy was one of the coolest guys I've ever met. And, formulate them into various, he basically clones cells and turns them into like bad cells for the sake of experimentation. Because it's like, okay, we need to figure out the cure for dementia, but in order to do that, we need to
gotta make dementia.
we got to make dementia because
Right.
that's how those things work.
Right.
I swear that guy has a mask.
Oh,
he's got a
wa-
front.
He was not the most psychotic guy I met in that lab.
No, who was?
Well, I mean, think about it. Like, you wouldn't go to school for an extra 12 years if you weren't passionate about something.
Exactly.
So,
But wait, who's the most unhinged guy there?
He was like
What's his job?
The test subject.
he was I believe his role was co-manager of the lab in general. I don't remember what his major was in, but we didn't meet him till like after the event was over because he like came in at the last 5 minutes of our catered lunch.
He was like, sorry, running tests.
And then like he
He's got a nosebleed.
Yeah.
And then like
he was fucking with the air vents.
Yeah. he was kind of funky.
What was he acting like? What made him so off?
It's almost
Guy kept
like,
acting like he was better than me.
he almost had this look like hearing these dementia patient stories turned him on.
Oh.
Or like he
Like
was
that episode of Black Mirror.
or like maybe not even a sexual sense, but like it kind of seemed like he knew something that like he had a hypothesis and it might be proven by an answer somebody gave him.
Is he kind of like a Hanji?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good example of it.
Who?
A Hanji. So it's just like the scientist in Attack on Titan.
Uh,
Like, again, you got to do like
more
a
of this
whole
weeb shit.
explanation with the anime. No, she's like interested in the Titans and ask a lot of questions.
Yeah,
no
sorry
matter
I
how
asked.
rude or. Anyway, that's pretty cool. Like, did you start talking to him about?
The smartest people in the world all choose avocado sandwiches.
Is Jeff excited?
But wait,
Oh, he's thrilled.
did you talk to this guy about, how Jeff started?
Sorry.
Well, yeah, because he asked me about my experience with
And he
it.
was just like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. So me answering his questions almost like confirmed something in his head, like a theory he'd been working on or something.
Next time you see him, you should challenge him to a game of checkers.
Or just lie to him and see where
There's a good chance I see him again because this was a trial run to see
Yeah,
how it
right.
would go. Because their argument is that these people, these scientists in these labs are very isolated. So they're surrounded by data and graphs, but they can't, it's almost humanizing it. It puts a human in front of their work, you know?
gives them a little more.
Perspective in a lot
That's
of
why I
ways,
told
you
him.
know?
Out of how many people was your dad selected?
It's not it wasn't a selection process. My mom found it
Oh,
somewhere
okay, I
and
got
was
you.
like, "Hey, this is what's going on. Do you want his brain?"
Gotcha.
And I think it was more so that she didn't want to pay the cremation bill
I don't
because
blame
my
her.
family's been plagued by funeral bills for the
Yeah.
past 20 years.
Right.
So it's like Harvard will take care of the whole thing. So not only does that save us having to have an actual funeral / cremation, but it also furthers scientific expansion.
Well, that's
Everybody
sweet.
wins.
Yeah,
Everybody
absolutely.
wins.
Hell yeah.
The prestigious school in New
Awesome.
England burns my father alive, and in 15 years, I'll get an envelope with a brain chunk in it and a check for $300, and everybody's happy.
Well, I think we should end this episode on a positive note.
We got 14 minutes to go.
Oh, do we
Skippy.
really?
Yeah,
Oh, my
slow
bad.
down.
I'm sorry.
My
It just
God.
felt like a natural stopping point.
No, Nate.
You always say something wild and crazy like that before we log off.
I want to give you your time. We've been fucking conspiracy theory assholes today. What do you got to say? What's
What's going on in Nate's world?
Jesus Christ. Nothing much. I mean, I got that job lined up.
Oh
for
yeah,
next week.
BJ's.
Yeah, BJ's. We're gonna have BJ's warehouse. Fuck, I can't actually announce that.
Yeah, you're fired.
Just bleep it out. The
Yeah.
audience will keep guessing.
Yeah, that's exciting. I don't know. Fuck. I don't know. I've been testing out Tinder Platinum.
Oh boy.
The real experiment.
Yeah, just going on every day, and this is my method. You just go on and you just swipe right. It doesn't matter who it is. You just keep going, and then all of a sudden,
Because a match is a match, right?
a match is a match is a match.
I said, is platinum worth it? Because I was matching with trainees on gold.
Ugh.
And you'll
Does
get
it make a difference? Does it just make the number of trainees I match with go up?
yes. So every hour on the hour, you're gonna get a tranny or a femboy or someone not in your sights. But You're going to bed that night. All of a sudden, you know,
Every
you get
3 to
one
5 business days.
Every 3 to 5 business days, you get a catch, and then you message them,
Okay,
and
but
they might message you back.
I also want to see like a conversion rate thing. Like how many people are you liking that are you actually sparking conversations with?
Shit, I go for at least 2 minutes of just tapping that button. So,
But you know, I'm interested in, obviously you're getting matches, but I'm interested to see how's that going to look in a month.
I'm interested too. I mean, I only paid for the week, but we can see what it looks like at
By the end
this
of the week, if you have not
So
had
far,
sex with
11.
9 women, I'm not buying platinum.
But what if I come?
What if he
to a
comes
deep-
close to 1?
Yeah. What if I get?
Will
What
you
if I?
consider it?
If he comes,
What if I get teased with the date?
I want you to have 2 on the hook.
2 on the hook
I want you to have 2 potential fucking setups
by the end of this week.
by the end of this week if platinum's worth it, because that's an expensive subscription.
You got to give me at least 2 weeks.
All right, 2
3
weeks.
maybe.
2.
I don't know. I got to
2.
build up the repertoire.
2, because you have unlimited likes.
I got to spice them up a
And
bit.
you told me that you spent 5 hours today alone swiping. So if you
What?
that much time.
if
but
you put 5 hours a day into swiping on Tinder every day for 2 weeks, 14 times 5, what is it? Somebody quick.
I mean, you do eventually run out of your.
It's like
area.
90.
Yeah.
You know. No, because then you just make the map bigger.
But that's more distance I got to travel.
But if these women are paying for Tinder Platinum, what's stopping them?
They're
from,
not though. It's just the whole range. It's just you get the priority, like so you're.
But
more ahead
you
of the
have
stack.
had. I don't know what it is. I think you're a really sweet talker. I don't know what you're saying to these women, but you keep
Not
getting
good things.
you keep getting women to drive long distances to see you.
Only happened twice.
That's
That's
2
enough.
more times than it's happened for him.
That's almost enough to make it a pattern.
That's very true. I've never had to leave the house to go.
Exactly. So you are getting pussy that comes to you, and that's the ideal world, right?
That's
if
the
that
world
could,
he wants to live in.
if that could keep happening, I'm not complaining. But I don't know. I gotta like search for other means. I gotta.
Get a hobby.
He has one. It's Tinder Platinum.
Oh boy.
I can go out there.
You
back in the
have
green.
the one skill that most guys would kill for to have.
Being tall.
No,
What?
you can play the guitar.
I mean,
And
yeah.
even if you're not a good guitar player, the fact that you can play anything on the guitar soaks panties across the country.
I don't think you realize the power that carries and what
Yeah.
a fucking
It's-
music
it's-
whore will do for a guy that can play some strings.
It's like a skateboard power,
It's
you know?
literally
Yeah, but people hear me play the guitar and they're like, "Oh, you're so good." But you play any clip on anybody who's actually put time towards it, they just blow me out of the water.
it doesn't-
so. Then take 5 of those hours you spent swiping today and
I
2
mean-
of them into guitar.
But also,
I mean,
like,
I have had that thought.
like I
Like,
said
get
at the
back into
beginning,
that.
is that like it doesn't matter the skill level.
Yeah.
Because just the fact alone that you can pick up a guitar and play something that's like audible and like enjoyable.
I can play landslide.
Guitars and music in general has been helping unattractive men get
It's
laid
true.
for forever.
It's true.
And
It's
I'm
a-
not
it's a
calling you
staple.
unattractive. You know what I'm saying.
No, it helps.
The
It really
music
does.
industry was built around musically talented people that could seduce women.
Right. But I'm not.
You're not
Like
one.
imagine if Kiddo could play the guitar.
He'd be unstoppable, and he's already invincible,
I did right.
He'd be on top of the world, honestly.
and he already is.
So just
Yeah.
think about some of the potential you have that you aren't using.
You're tall too. You got to value that.
You don't value it enough. You take it for granted.
I know 2 guys in
I
this.
don't-
I know 2 guys in this room that would kill to be a little taller.
Literally murder.
Yeah.
No, we discussed this in the car. I think you guys' ego would go away if you finally like achieve the inches.
So you're saying we have Napoleon syndrome?
Yeah.
You saying the way we are is because we're short?
Because you have such a conquest of mind.
If anything, our height has only pushed us to try harder.
exactly.
Well, that's exactly it. Because we were set at a natural advantage, so everything we do has to be amplified.
right.
Whereas you don't face that struggle. You don't
No,
have to constantly.
We're not
Fight for
angry. We're
power.
just struggling.
No, yeah. Every single thing came easy to me because of this.
No, I know, I get it.
No life hardships.
Do you know how frustrating it is to have to stand up on your tippy toes to get something from the top shelf?
That shit sucks.
And
bro.
have to call yourself a man in the same breath?
I remember being 4.
Like, it doesn't matter that you work out every day or you're pumping with testosterone or you do the right moral thing. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, you have to tiptoe up to reach something.
I could build an entire house from scratch and it would still not serve me as well as guitar and being tall.
I could
I
take the Eurasian step and I still wouldn't be like eligible like you are.
did move into
No
a house
more
where it was built-
excuses, Tubby.
I don't know where shit goes wrong.
That is the one thing preventing you. The fact that you think you're unfuckable because you're a little overweight.
Well, no, because like I fucked at my fattest.
So you can fuck at your thinnest.
I guess.
So
I
then
don't-
stop getting so lost in your own goddamn head and just take that guitar and start singing serenades, you fuck.
Just take it out on town.
Think of the manipulation card you can play if you do like custom 30-second serenades and just change the girl's name.
Yeah, I'll just play Amanda by Boston. Amanda.
And one thing you could do, because there's like a large percentage of women that have names that end with A, so you could just change the name around over and over again.
Exactly.
Lila, Lola, Amanda. You get what I'm saying. At the end of the day,
I don't know why you aren't going for the plain white tee look. Not the shirt, but the band.
What's that look?
Plain white tees. If you could believe that.
finally, it's our time now.
Hey there, Delilah.
What's it like in New York City?
1,000 miles away, but night you look so pretty.
Any of these guys could be you if you put your mind to it.
So this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one I was
Well,
thinking of.
when you post your transformation pic, it should be a ripped black guy.
I thought of that. Just like you swipe and all of a sudden it's like a ripped wolf or something. Oh, man.
Oh, man, is
But
right.
this guy right here could be you. You've always been a leather jacket guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leather jacket.
You kind of already
guitar.
have the hair. It's just not black.
Oh, jeez. No, it's not changing. Hair's not. I've been told I could rock a nose ring.
Yeah, like the bull one. Like,
No, just like a stud.
I can
but-
see you with the ring.
The ring.
Like
Like
the-
the septum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, no.
Take it from me. The nose ring, it's overrated.
Yeah, I'm not going down that route. You've told me. You and past one have told me I'd look good in gauges.
Yeah, because you would. You're the type of guy that rocks gauges. Every time I see a guy that looks cool with gauges, he's like 6'4" in a plaid fucking shirt with a beanie on.
If
I hate it.
If you were wearing a flannel, you had gauges in, and you were playing guitar,
You would be drowning in college pussy.
they'd be coming to you. Number one, they would drive over. They would buy plane tickets to come see you.
I'm 23 though. Like
and
that shit's like going behind me now at a
So?
rapid pace.
What, wearing flannels and playing music? Is
Bro,
there an
just
age limit?
walk
No,
ar-
not that. Just like fucking piercings and all that. I can do tattoos, but
what do you mean?
I don't know.
People like Joe Rogan exist.
But he's
He's-
not piercing.
He's not covered in piercings, but he's covered head to fucking foot in tattoos, and the guy's 55 years old or however old he is.
No, that's what I'm saying. Tattoos, keep going on that end, but I don't know, the piercings, that's just youthful or for the ladies.
I've seen like 80-year-old guys at metal shows with gauges.
And I'm probably speaking way out of school, but
We're not saying you need like a wardrobe change or anything. We want you to be who you are. We're just saying you're not living up to your potential with the skills you have at your fingertips.
If you faked your identity, you could get more pussy. That's why I was a roller coaster designer.
How often did it work though?
Oh, never.
Just dress like a skateboarder, play the guitar, and stop giving a fuck. Start being more mean.
I thought about that angle.
The nice guys have never won.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, I can talk more like coolly now, not like oh hello, miss.
That was pretty cool.
And honestly, the thing that would make that whole look go over the top, start smoking cigarettes.
Or like, I don't know.
Get your own vape.
Get cigarette papers, roll weed into them. Make
Yeah.
it look like you're smoking a cig.
I mean, I can roll my own joints.
Well, 'cause
That's the most hipster shit.
It doesn't-
Stop right there.
doesn't
You got to
matter
draw the line.
What the FDA says, smoking is cool.
Smoking has always been cool
Yeah.
and will always be cool.
It looks badass, but like
It is badass.
Yeah, it's so cool.
The only thing
Cigars,
that's
cigarettes.
not badass about it is how it makes you feel.
Yeah, but who cares? You look so cool.
and I'd feel that way for a long time because that would be the hardest thing to get off for me. Because I don't know, I've had my bouts with nicotine. Like I put tobacco in like the bowl pack. Oh yes.
Junkie.
The early stages, grabbing it at any go.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what flavor, what vape.
I'll take that if you're offering.
Well, yeah, I guess I could pick up cigarettes.
I mean, dude, it's just
No, don't actually do that.
well, we're trying to build your self-esteem up, and I think one way to do that is to get you a cigarette addiction.
You know what? All right, everybody, that's the lesson of today. If you want to get laid and you're an incel, shave your beard, clean it up a little bit, and pick up a smoking addiction.
And learn an instrument, preferably the guitar.
Don't-
Saxophone will get
Ugh.
further.
Those guys are fucking gay. Okay?
Yeah, they
When
can be.
those guys get pussy, they get like the weird theater girl pussy.
They
No,
get
you're
teethy,
totally right.
teethy blowjobs.
Yeah.
No, you're 100% right.
The saxophone kids are just the coolest loser.
But if you can do it, if you can do both, you're winning. And that's all that matters. You don't
At
even
the
need
end
to
of the
work.
day, the football kids aren't going to push the guitar player into a locker.
Well, they weren't going to do that whether I was playing guitar or not. But
Well, yeah, you also played football.
for a year.
Yeah, I know, but I always had a vision of you like being in pads and then for halftime coming off and playing with the band and then going back out on the field.
That's your dream.
And the fucked up thing is I had that vision too. All right, everybody.
Have a great night.
Hey, dreams die. Don't trust your government. Go get laid. We love you.
Smoke
Love
cigarettes.
yous. See you, Cheney.